Alright, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to be checking out every new buffed or reworked unit in Anime Last Stand's new quality of life update. Starting off, we're going to be checking out Shusu Flicker. I was going to make a separate video for this guy because he took a long time to get, but he did end up getting his Blaze reworked, so I'm going to be throwing him in this video. So thank you Cindy Ballin for showcasing Shusu Flicker. Glitch goal race level 85, no skill tree. He's going to cost us 800 to place, he's doing 1.88 mil every 4.23 seconds, and he does have multiple passives here. Envy occurs. This unit with the highest damage stat in Shusu's range is marked with Envy. When the marked unit attacks, Shusu has a 25% chance to perform a follow-up attack, which does 75% of the marked unit's damage. It does not inflict any status effect, even if the marked unit does. This attack is not affected by this unit's SPA. So he puts like a little mark on someone, and he has a chance to clone their damage a little bit, which is actually pretty cool. And then Growing Envy. When the unit falls below... when the unit fails a follow-up attack, chance to perform a follow-up attack increases by 0.25, plus 2.5%, 25% cap. After this unit fails a follow-up attack 10 times, Shusu gains 25% damage and 25% range permanently. Okay. So if you get really unlucky, he gains a huge buff. Otherwise, you have a chance to do a follow-up attack for the strongest thing in his range. Okay. Let's keep upgrading him here though. A lot to read, but Circulate Wii Hybrid with Sunburn, doing 8.93 million damage every 4 seconds on that. Keep going, keep going. Pretty cheap so far, kind of a starter unit. Fire Flicker, upgrade 6, here we go. Becomes a line AoE. He now has a little bit of a blue flame there. Okay. Just Sunburn for now. Does not have his Blaze that apparently got reworked. Okay. Energy Drill. Upgrade 10. Now he gains Blaze, so this got reworked apparently. Do 150% of his damage over 7 seconds. For each enemy in range afflicted with a fire type dot, increase Blaze damage by 2%, up to 50%. Right now it's doing 574 million damage every 7 seconds. Okay. No new passive or anything yet. Now he's getting a little bit expensive. We max him out 510 mil every 9.17 seconds. He is a line AoE hybrid unit. He does gain an ability which is called, two of them. He has Kodo Amatsukami, Halt. Freeze all enemies on the map for 75 seconds. During freeze, Shusu gains 50% damage, 30% crit rate against enemies affected with Blaze. Freeze buff ends. Okay, there's a lot to read there. But pretty much he's going to freeze them, he's going to buff himself, and then he has a chance to miss after he buffs himself. He shares a cooldown with his Reverse One. Reverse One is going to rewind all enemies on the map for 25 seconds. During the rewind, he's going to buff himself. When the rewind ends, he's going to be debuffed and stunned. Okay, so same thing. One's a freeze, one's a rewind. Want to use ability? Top one. They'll both be on cooldown. Let's just go for the top one, Halt. The animation's a little... I don't know what that eye is called, but the Naruto eye that everyone knows. Okay, there's a Shusu Flicker. Kind of a little bit... Actually, that's pretty strong Blaze damage. He's pretty good, maybe. Especially with how cheap he was to get here. But he's alright. Situational, maybe. Moving on to Burning Hero Fused, or Shinra Godly. This guy got a pretty huge rework actually. He now changes elements based on the most dominant element in your team. So before he used to always be fire. Now we can see he has actually a light element in his light form. So he got a bunch of different other changes to his individual forms as well, which I'll just throw on screen. I'm not going to talk about every single one or showcase every single one because that'll take forever. But we're going to be focusing on the light form today. So thank you Fable for showcasing this guy. He's going to be Glitch Go Raise, max level. I'm guessing triple S everything, and then crit range. Maybe crit range kill tree. He's got 30% crit rate. I'm not sure. But on placement do 3.23 million damage over 3.55 seconds. He does have Bolt, which is actually pretty good to have on placement. Hybrid Circle AoE. The only things changed with the light form were the 2 final upgrades actually, and then the passive reworked, which would be the Overload Burst of Light. Every 150 seconds deal 5 times the unit's damage and apply Bolt off that multiplier. Each time an enemy is hit with the passive, permanently increases the damage received through a bolt by 20%, cap of 40%. Not sure which part of that changed, but apparently it got changed. Let's get him to his final 2 upgrades though, because apparently his SPA got reduced on those. Let me see. That'd be upgrade 10 and upgrade, or sorry, 11 and 12. Cannot count. He's at 2.22. I don't know if that's lower than before, I'm guessing it is because it says so. Lightning Shower also got buffed. Upon activation, deal 15 times damage and apply Bolt off that multiplier to all enemies in range for the next 60 seconds. All incoming Bolt and Plasma damage increased by 50%. Okay, I'm bad at reading right now, I'm sorry. I'm pretty tired after grinding the update today. But there's the Shinra light form rework. Next up, we have another Godly, Ichigo Horn of Rescues. Thank you, Bama, for letting me showcase this guy. He finally got his full rework. Level 85, triple S everything, push mystical, and current range skill tree. So he costs 700 to place. On placement, he has the pressure effect. He's a cone AoE doing 4.09 mil or 2.79 seconds. He does have high release ability and a 100 mastery bar above his head. So Kai release activates his Kai, buffing his damage by 0.5% times mastery count, reducing SPA by 0.5% times mastery count for 30 seconds. In addition, gains a temporary 75% chance to deal 2 times damage on attacks during the 30 seconds. So, kind of like a self-buff during this little mode he gains after he maxes out his bar, okay. And then he has Swordsman Mastery. Each attack Ichigo performs gain 2 mastery up to 100 mastery. At 25 mastery, unlock Shinigami and gain 15% crit damage. At 50 mastery, unlock Hollow and gain 10% range. And at 100 mastery, unlock Quincy and gain 10% damage. Okay. Latent Potential, 25 mastery. Wait, I thought it was supposed to be called Shinigami. Oh well. Every 5 attacks, Ichigo gains 5% damage with a cap of 35%. I'm guessing he already has that maxed out right here. Reach mastery threshold, reach increase cap by 15%, cap of 30% increase. Okay. So a 30% damage increase. Alright. Roar of the Depraved, 50 mastery. Every 45 seconds, deal 5 times Ichigo's damage to all enemies in range and apply Better Fear plus Despair. Society Savior, 100 mastery. Ichigo gains 20% range, 15% crit damage. This is a lot. Okay. He has a lot of different buffs. These are all from his mastery. Yeah, I'm not going to read every single one of those. That's a lot. Okay, he's got a lot of passives based on this one rage bar above his head. Let's keep upgrading him here. Get him to max upgrade quick. He is pretty cheap and doing pretty good damage. Crescent Moon Dash, upgrade 6. I think we know all his attacks, so let's kind of speed run it here. He's a pretty nice big cone there, doing 971 every 6.29 seconds. So it's pretty alright DPS. He does have a bunch of ways of gaining damage and passives and everything from here. For Glitch Mystical though, I mean, it's alright. There are better options for light goblins, I think. Unless, when we pop his Kai release here, maybe that'll change. On usability. 1.3 bill every 3.43 seconds, okay. So his damage goes up. And he has a 75% chance to deal 2 times his damage on attacks during a 30-second period. Okay. And I think that already wore off. It was a pretty big damage buff though. He's alright. His rework, I would still say underwhelming compared to like Gilgamesh as your light godly, but it's okay. Moving on to Modoky. She got a pretty huge rework as well. I'm going to throw all these changes on screen because she has a lot to read, and we're not going to talk about the witch form ones because we're just going to kind of keep it short if we can. So, increased damage apparently. Power Wish's passive nerfed. I don't know why. I thought that was already kind of like a questionable passive to have because it nerfs the rest of your team, but whatever. If we upgrade her here, we also see that she should have final upgrade cost reduced to 650k. It was 1 million after they nerfed her, but they actually reduced it now, so should see it right here. Yep, 650k. I did not lie about that. And if we max her out, her nuke also got nerfed apparently. Yep, only doing 750 billion. I think it did like 2 trillion before. And I think the HP drain also got cut quite a bit. I think it did like 50% drain to here, and even more to normal HP enemies. Okay. So, pretty substantial nerf on Modoky. Her nuke is no longer as broken as it was for tournament runs for sure. And she is doing a little bit more damage, I think, but a little bit less damage from her passive, I believe. And then Witch Form has a couple changes which we will not show, but she has Fear and Despair in there, and also has its own damage stat and range. So, pretty cool. Okay, I lied. We are checking out the Witch form. So 6.41 million over 2.22. She does have Despair and Fear. If we upgrade her here, let's see the damage value she has now. I don't think she had any passive changes here, so same thing there. Magical Arrows, full AoE. Wow, she does a lot more damage in this form. Okay, 1.66 bill every 7.77 seconds. Pretty good actually. 777 is kind of crazy. Okay, and then no ability on her, just pure damage. Actually pretty good. Moving on to Noelle. Seems like she's got a bunch of buffs here, and then one change to her passive, maybe a couple changes, I don't know. So mine's gonna be level 85, Avatar, no skill tree, no enchant. Costing us 700 to place and doing 1.34 mil every 4.46. I believe she got a damage buff and now a placement cap of 4. So much better for early waves, I think. If we max her out here, I do want to see the ability in her passives real quick. Water Dragon's Roar did not change. Water Nest, okay. Apparently this got buffed, I believe. 20% chance to stun enemies for 10 seconds, 25-second cooldown per enemy. So it actually has a chance to stun them now. Pretty cool. Water Magic Mastery. Each time Noel hits a fire element enemy, they take 25% more damage. I think that might have been same as before. When attacking, enemies marked with soak to deal 25% more damage and slow them by 12% for 5 seconds. I'm not sure exactly what changed here, but apparently a couple things did. She's alright. She's just kind of a water buffer still. Not much change there. Wind Prince, or Yuno. This guy, level 85, Avatar Defense. Thank you, Cindy Ballin. No skill tree, triple S everything. Now has Wind Shear and Slow, so he has a couple passives there. And he does have a new passive, which is Hope of the Village. If Asuta is in his range, this unit now deals 300% elemental damage to light enemies. So, if he has Asuta in his range, he now does extra damage to light enemies, which is kind of weird, but okay. I don't know what the lore is behind that, but sure. And now his Spiritual Ascension passive, which would be here, now scales off of every attack instead of every 2. So, yeah, every attack gain 5 magic. Okay. So that might be the change there. If we were to max him out, just see his damage. Go ahead and just max. Looks like his numbers might still be the same, but a couple changes there to his passives, I think. Now we have Yuno's brother. This guy got a nerf to his Berserk mode, 0.5% less damage gained per stack, so might be rough there. We'll see what his stats look like with Rage mode now. But he also has a new passive called Hope of the Village, where if he has Yuno in range, he now deals 300% elemental damage to water enemies. So Yuno kind of gains the dark typing of doing more damage to light enemies, and then Asuta gains the nature typing of doing extra damage to water enemies. Pretty cool, actually. Okay, if we were to max him out with the Rage mode or whatever, we'll see it in action if we can. I want to know what his damage is going to look like at max upgrade with max Rage mode now. This is with Glitch Glorious, level 85, triple S everything, and then... Does he have skill tree? I think no skill tree. It looks like no skill tree to me. But, okay, yeah, with ability pop for the dots here, 703 million damage for 5.49. Looks like it was 706 with max Rage, but he is gaining less damage now. Kinda sad. Next up we have Bone Demon. Apparently just a damage increase for him. He is going to be level 85, Avatar Defense, triple S, double S, triple S, and then no skill tree. Let's just check out the damage here. Doing 345 mil, full AoE, every 7.72, with bleed, cripple, and potentially hemorrhage and pressure, so... Actually pretty good. Oh wait. I don't know what he was buffed from. I don't know what this is about. His damage kind of changing, but... Pretty good, pretty cool. Here we have Canrod, and he actually got his damage nerfed apparently. He is now nature as well, instead of just light. Of course, he is able to change elements with his ability here, but he starts off as nature now. And he got his Doomsgate ability reworked, so let's check out the Doomsgate. Yeah, lower damage than before, definitely. Doomsgate. Sacrifice on the map, that looks normal, stunning. 50 billion damage times number has been used. Cap of 8 total dot, wait what? Dot that every unit in his range has on final upgrade to the enemies in range. Oh, shoot. Okay. Deal an additional 10 times... Oh, okay. 10 times this unit damage and apply the dot that every unit in his range has on final upgrade to the enemies in range. Cap of 8% total dot. So he does have like a dot absorber now. If we like... I don't know, we don't really have good examples of that, but cool. We should have a nuke. It is better. That was all for the major balance changes of this update. Now we just have a couple other things that we'll go through real quick. So Time King is now hybrid replacement instead of like upgrade 8. Goku got the damage cap of his nuke limited to 200%. Immortal King got a couple things with his abilities here. For some reason they're buffing Wongling. His rewind is a 40-second walk back, and his erase existence is a 60 kill, not just 30. And then finally with Wukong, I don't know why this was ever a thing, but his Nirvana ability, which can unlock him new passives, doesn't have a global cooldown anymore, which means multiple people can use him. Yeah, that shouldn't have been a problem in the first place, but those were all the balance changes of this update. I think most of them are pretty cool, pretty nice. I do think they were way better than the last ones of just final upgrade damage increased. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you, Sin and Fabled, for letting me showcase these guys. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. And have a great day.